Now, other than clothes and shoes, of course, if I could only bring 10 things on a cruise, these are the things that I could absolutely not live without. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, on my last cruise, there were some items that I brought and I thought, thank goodness I brought them because I could not live without these things. And a couple of them were completely new to me. They were new things that I tried, and others are tried and true. And I just thought, oh, thank goodness I still need them. I am so glad I brought them. Now, it's hard for me to narrow it down to 10. So being completely honest, I do have a couple of honorable mentions that I just couldn't leave them out. So I'll definitely share those at the end. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give the video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Okay, let's get started. Number 1. I'm going to start off with something that we don't usually bring on our cruises, and this is water shoes. Now, in our case, what we did is we did an excursion in Tortola to Virgin Gorda, and we went down to a beach called the Bass, and I think there was another beach called Devil's Isle or Devil's Beach, something like that. And it really had these large boulders that we had to walk over, and water shoes were an absolute necessity. So I'm so glad that I ordered them. I did order them on Amazon. I will leave the links to all of the items that I'm talking about in this video. I will leave them in the description below, but they were so comfortable. The sole had a nice grip on them and they were just perfect. And being honest, even if I was going to another beach in the future, I would always have them in my beach bag. It was really nice, even for those little teeny rocks that you sometimes have at the bottom, well, of the beach. It was just so nice to have these water shoes. I use them at other beaches as well. Definitely something that now I know I cannot live without. Number 2, magnetic hooks. Now, if you've seen my videos before, you know this is no surprise. I love me some magnet hooks. And if you are new to this idea or to my channel, well, basically the idea is that most of the time the cruise cabin walls are actually metal, even though they are covered with like a type of wallpaper or something like that. But the nice thing about bringing magnetic hooks is that you can add extra storage space to your cabin walls, because most of the time there's only going to be 1 or 2 hooks and you really are going to need more. So now in our case, we had our ocean medallions and they were on like a lanyard. So this way we were able to hang them up as soon as we got in our cabin. I also sometimes hung up a mask, like a fresh one, right at the door, because when I did order room service, well, I needed to have a mask handy to open the door, so I did that. I also hung up my bathing suits and my son's bathing suit and my husband's bathing suit, and those were all out to dry. When I had an outfit that I wanted to wear, I would maybe hang it on that hook as well, so I could spray it with my Downy wrinkle release. And really, just super good. You definitely need some magnetic hooks on your cruise. Number 3, magnet clips. Same idea as the magnetic hooks. And to be perfectly honest, this is not something I've used before, but I always thought I would want to. I did have them at home. I brought them, and really, this was a game changer. It allowed me to take my shore excursion tickets, put them on the wall. I left my room service menu there. The princess patterns or the daily schedules were up there. Basically, everything that I wanted to keep, but I didn't want like piling on the desk, all that paperwork, that was able to stay on my wall, keep me organized. Number 4, packing cubes. Now, the more I use packing cubes, the more I love them. I even bought some new ones for this cruise, so we would just have more. They were just so handy. As much as I can, I am just placing everything that I can think of in packing cubes to keep me organized. This was great for my nights before my cruise, as well as my time on the cruise ship. Number 5, a power bar with USBs and electric outlets. This is something that I honestly know that I cannot live without. From my hair dryer that I bring actually that Revlon one-step volumizer. So I have to plug that in when I'm blow drying my hair, my curling iron or my curling wand. Our AirPods, sometimes we're charging them. We're charging our phones. We've got our laptop. We've got an iPad. We absolutely need extra outlets and USBs. So this is something that I know I cannot live without. In a cruise ship cabin, I need a power bar. Now, just something to mention, if you did want to bring a power bar on your cruise, you can't bring one that you would have at home. You do really need to buy one special that is non-surge protected or cruise approved. And again, I will leave a link down in the description below of one that is highly recommended on Amazon. Number 5, aloe vera gel. Now, as much as I'd like to think that we will not get sunburned on a cruise, it seems that, well, I will call out my husband on this. It seems like this happens often enough for him, where he doesn't want to use the sunscreen that I bring, and he does end up getting a sunburn. And believe me, he is so happy to have aloe vera gel. Now, this one in particular, I have tried on this cruise for the first time, and it really was everything that it says on the bottle. It was not sticky. I used it as well. I didn't get as much of a sunburn, but I did get some sun, and it was definitely very, very helpful. Very, very moisturizing. So I used it on my face. I used it on my body. Really good. And for my husband that did really have a very bad sunburn, it really did work for him. It helped relieve not only the pain, but it helped him to not even peel. Number 7, Poo-Pourri. Yes, Poo-Pourri is that bathroom spray. It is a cruiser favorite, well, for good reason. I'll leave it at that, but definitely something that I don't want to be cruising without. Number 8. Now, this one might surprise you, but it's Neutrogena tinted lip balm. Now, I am a big proponent of bringing lip balm on a cruise. I don't want my lips to burn. I bring lip balm for everybody. But in this case, what I did is right before the cruise, I guess we were at Target, and I saw the Neutrogena tinted lip balm with an SPF, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll try that. That was like game changing, because this way I could have my lip balm and feel like I had like a little bit of a lip gloss on or a lip color on. I really like this for the day and even sometimes for the evening, because I don't always like to wear bright lipstick when I'm on a cruise. I love Neutrogena lip balm. Just saying. Number 9, my striped big Nautical beach bag. I love this beach bag. I've actually had it for a few years. I did buy it on Amazon. And honestly, it's just the right size for excursions, but even for on the cruise ship. So from my water bottles, my books, towels when we leave the cruise ship, it is just a perfect size. It always looks good. It's still looking good. I can't believe it. And this is something that I do not want to cruise without. Number 10, boning seasickness medication. Now, I have to say, this past cruise, up until day 7, it was an 8-day cruise, I actually thought, nobody got seasick in any way on this cruise. It has been so calm, the seas. We didn't even need any seasickness medication. Until day 8. In the morning, we woke up and the seas just were a little bit rougher. The waves were a little bit higher, and the captain came over the intercom, and basically he said for the next few hours until like the afternoon, it is going to be rocky. It is going to be wavy. It is a little bit windy, and the seas are going to be a little bit rough, and then it's going to calm down. And my husband was feeling, well, the motion of the ocean. So I told him, take a boning right away. Don't wait, kind of like a headache. You need to take that stuff right away. It absolutely worked. And even though he only needed it on day 8 of an 8-day cruise, I am so thankful that we didn't ruin a day on our cruise and he had that seasickness medication. Now, I have a few honorable mentions, and one of them is the Ultimate Cruise Planner. Now, the Ultimate Cruise Planner is actually a downloadable, printable cruise planner. I just find this so handy. It was so helpful for me as I was planning my cruise. I was researching my shore excursions, planning my outfits, packing lists, everything you could want to plan your cruise is in this cruise planner. So I am going to leave the information down in the description below in case you are interested. It is $10 off right now if you did want to check that out. Now, these other honorable mentions really are so great to have on a cruise. So one of them is Downy Wrinkle Release. Honestly, this stuff really does work. You do need to give your items a little bit of a spray and a tug. I really find that if you can use some shower steam as well, the Downy Wrinkle Release will be amazing for you on a cruise. Keep in mind that you don't have access easily to an iron. There's no iron in the cabin. That's a fire hazard. So you do really need to either send your clothes to be pressed. Sometimes you might have a laundromat on the cruise so you can go and use the iron over there. Or otherwise, really, well, you'll want to have that Downy Wrinkle Release because that is going to help you to get those creases out of your clothing. Now, another honorable mention is the hanging toiletry bag. I just find it so practical to keep things off the counters and instead hang them on the hooks. The hanging toiletry bag is perfect for everybody. And in the case of the size that I have, which is the medium size, it does actually carry, it does hold full size like shampoo bottles and things like that. So it really is so practical to have both for on the cruise as well as for, well, on any type of vacation. Now, another honorable mention is my large travel pro suitcase. Now, I know a lot of people don't necessarily want a very large suitcase, but in our case, what we do is my husband and I actually pack our things together, and my son has a medium-sized suitcase for himself. And that's just because when we drive, we do have to have room for our suitcases in the trunk, and that large travel pro suitcase really just fits perfectly in the trunk. It is so lightweight. The 4 swivel wheels are perfect, and we were able to even put, well, my last I guess honorable mention is the carry-on bag that I have, the Nautical stripe carry-on bag. I love this, but we're able to put that right on top. It fit perfectly. It was so easy to bring with us on our cruise from even the parking lot, just absolutely perfect. So that is another honorable mention, is the Nautical stripe carry-on bag. Now, I am wondering if a larger size might be something good, like a weekender size bag. So I'll leave that also in the description. I'll leave the links to both sizes of that bag, but I love that carry-on bag. It is just so good, so stylish, and so cruisy. Now, I will leave the information about the Ultimate Cruise Planner linked in the description below. It is 47 pages. You can print out as many pages as you need for yourself for your cruise, and it includes everything that you would need from the time that you book your cruise all the way through disembarkation. Now, I'd love to know from you, what are the things that you absolutely can't cruise without? Please let me know your recommended items down in the description below. And I'm gonna leave a video right after this one all about what you might wanna pack in your carry-on bag for embarkation day that I hope can be helpful for you as you plan your cruise. Now, if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.